Hey guys, what's going on? Sharp thinking. So, a lot of you guys might recognize this guy. This is my long-term, one of my favorite EDCs ever. This is the Horseman from Emerson. Um, well, the other day, I was online, Instagram, people are posting stuff up for sale, and I found a new Emerson for a great price, and it's one that you don't see super often. But I figured I enjoyed this guy so much that I wanted to get another one of these. I actually did own one of these big guys back in the day. So this is a CQC-13. Very nice. So I had a satin stonewash version originally. These days I'm kind of enjoying the black Cerakote. I know some people think it looks like shit, but Cerakote, not that it matters with Emerson, actually doesn't affect heat treat in the same way that DLC does. Let's see. I don't think I have an example of DLC here. Actually, you know what? We have this guy. You guys have not seen this yet. This is the Piranha, so this would be a DLC. I just tried to clean it up. I've been carrying this guy a lot at work as well. Cool little auto. But yeah, so DLC is going to be that matte kind of bonded coating. It's a high temp application, and that can soften up the steel from what the steel guys tell me. But these Cerakotes do not do that. They're more of a top coat, a paint, if you will. And in my experience, they prevent corrosion a little bit better. But when I saw this, I just kind of had to have it. I mean, you have Emerson, the iconic American company. Say what you will about them, but they are cool. No, they don't make the best quality knives. No, like everything that is said about them is kind of true. But they're just cool as shit. And I mean, I don't know. I'll keep buying them. I know, I know it's a big change from what I used to post, like the Chris Reeves and all that. But these guys are kind of more like a, I guess, Strider vibe going on. This is an old one. I did not know that it was going to be a double detent. And the double detent is a pretty good example. Let me see if I can show that. I cranked the pivot down on this guy just to break it in a little bit, because this thing is like new. So you can see in there, right up here on this side, you see that little ball with the two gaps. I'll move it like this so you can see. So right underneath my pointer, you can see it in there. So two detent balls. Basically, that allows you to set your detent theoretically, right? There's a lot of things in the world that work in theory, and then when you go to actually use them in real life, they are not so good. So theoretically, you can set your detent while still maintaining a strong lock bar tension. Or if you want less lock bar tension and more detent, well, that's cool. What ends up happening in practice is you have two detents, right? You have twice the drag produced by a detent ball than you would in even this. I mean, this is, you guys can't tell on camera, but this is much smoother. There are some other differences that I've noticed. So I had a CQC-8 that was a double detent. These standoffs in the new Emerson, like the single detent, are silver versus these small black ones. stop pin appears to be the same. This is a double titanium liner. At least from what I could tell. I tried a magnet test on it, and this one has a steel liner in the front. This one seems to not. So I don't know. I don't know everything there is to know about these. I just think it's cool. I think it's a badass design. That Bowie blade is incredible. Pretty strong tip, but if you poke it, it's like a needle. It's insane. One thing I do have to say, I think I like to figure out why things work and why things work differently. And I was thinking about this. So the Horseman waves much better out of the pocket than this. And there's two things immediately when I set them down next to each other, because the difference is not small. This I can wave just about every time. This I have to work for to get it to wave. So what I did was I looked at the blade. Obviously we have a hump here. That could be it, right? But then I lined it up based on how it would sit in the pocket. So the clips are straight, horizontal. And you can see this one bows into the lip of your pocket so much more. So that would explain why when you pull it out, it hooks despite having this hump over the wave. Not that this would matter, but it's a little bit more obstructed, right? Like it's a little bit more cut in, because this would not be in the pocket, this end part here. But yeah, interesting. I just kind of thought it was unusual, because I was like, man, that seems to be sticking out way more. You would think it would work better, but it doesn't. And that's another one of the Emerson kind of innovations that, like, I don't know, man. From what I understand and remember, the claim was that this was to catch another knife originally, and that it accidentally became the Emerson wave. But then I wonder how true that is, because the Emerson puck I had was a fixed blade. And if that were true, you would think that the wave would be on every knife, unless the idea was just given up on. I don't know. But I haven't seen a fixed blade with a wave, no matter how old or what the knife is. So if you guys know, I know a lot of Emerson guys are huge fans and they follow it pretty closely. I am actually genuinely interested in kind of the lore. So I do like that stuff. But let me know. I just think this thing is cool. Sometimes I sound like an Emerson hater. I promise you I'm not, because I just bought this. I love it. Oh man, thing's cool. I might switch these clips, because this backside here is just a little too plain. I do like the way it looks, and has pretty solid point of sale ergonomics. So what I mean by that is, like, when you hold it in your hand like this, you're like, oh yeah, that's good. But I rarely use a knife like this outside of the kitchen. Normally I'm in some like non-traditional grip. This is actually pretty good too. You know what? This is actually really nice. But yeah. Cool knives. I love Emerson. I'm not afraid to say it. I know people get caught up on steel. I like steel too. But, you know, I don't always need 15V or what else? Vancron, super clean. I don't know. It's nice to have when I want it, but for the most part, I'm just cutting little things at work, and, you know, this guy's been sharpened a whole lot. But normally I can get about a week out of that edge. Let me throw these back real quick. But yeah. I like these knives, dude. I think that concludes my thoughts. I'm out of stuff. You guys enjoy your weekend. Again, this is Sharp Thinking. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.